When Elizabeth Geske brought her new puppy home, she envisioned it would spend many happy years together with her family. But it was not to be.
We had a Vizsla. His name was Toby, and he was 2 years old. And one day he suddenly developed swelling around his neck, and we brought him to the vet. And we were somewhat astounded when they told us that he had cancer. He had lymphoma.
Nor was she alone.
I have other friends whose dogs have gotten lymphoma. Actually, one of them was on the board with me at Audubon Greenwich. Another woman around the corner, her dog died of lymphoma as well.
To many, it's like losing a family member.
Ernie's lymphoma recurred, and he had to be put to sleep. And I'll never forget my son, who, although he is a caring person, is not real emotional, and how hysterical he was when Ernie died, especially since he's an only child, and he basically considered Ernie his brother.
It didn't take long for them to make the link that their pets were being poisoned by the pesticides applied to their lawns.
Only a few years later, when I got more involved with some of the Audubon At Home material, when I realized that probably I had something to do with causing Ernie's demise. I never realized that pesticides and certain lawn chemicals resulted in an increased rate of canine lymphoma. The rate increases by about 400%, and I still haven't forgiven myself for that. I know that eventually all dogs died, but I feel terrible that I might have had something to do with Ernie's death.
Connecticut is among the states with the highest incidence of lymphoma in America, and it's not just pets that are at risk.
As a pediatrician, I've actually seen children who were poisoned by the application of pesticides. So little kids who were inadvertently allowed by their parents to crawl on a lawn that had been recently sprayed with insecticide have come into the emergency room a few hours later with the tremors that are the classic symptom of early pesticide poisoning. So these are not benign chemicals. The fact that they come in green bags does not make them safe.
The good news is that today we understand the threats, but we need to act to ensure a healthier world for our families, our pets, and for all life. 10 years ago, National Audubon Board member Dr. Lucy Waletzky saw increasing evidence that the chemicals we were using on our lawns and gardens were poisoning more than their intended targets. Through her initiative, the Audubon At Home program was born in response. Today, this program is showing people the easy steps they can take to improve the health of the world around them.
Audubon has been great about organizing people and providing a forum. I know Jeff hosts various people to discuss issues in the environment, and he invites also leaders from different industries. So I know he's gotten people at golf courses to come. I know they use a lot of pesticides and herbicides.
Greenwich is a town with a great environmental awareness. Audubon is a leader. The club has long been a part of that in the sense of having an environmental awareness. It all came together a couple of years ago with a significantly increased awareness that we need to be stewards of this beautiful place, stewards of the land, the water, and the air. We've been able to achieve member expectations, a playable golf course, reduce our costs while also being environmentally sensitive. Use of less water, less use of chemicals, and a sense that we are achieving two goals at once, which are not in fact in conflict but are congruent.
And birds, those environmental sentinels, show us when it's working.
One of the foundations of the environmental project is something that we've done here at Round Hill for years. It's the Bluebird Project. Bluebirds are a barometer of the health of the course. When you use a lot of toxic chemicals, the bluebirds aren't as prolific. We've noticed that our numbers have increased. I think one of the beauties of Audubon At Home is it makes this achievable for people. There's a method. There's someone going before you to show you what you do, how you do it.
It includes what we plant.
One approach is species of grass and plants and such for the garden that are resistant to pests. The local native grasses and plants exist. There are garden centers, like the Audubon Garden Center, have put together lists of native plants that people can grow that are largely insect resistant. Another approach is psychological. Learn to live with a few dandelions. They're not really that bad they're much safer for your children's health than pesticides.
It includes what we eat.
Eat organic, because organic food contains 90% less pesticide than so-called conventionally grown food. The second step is to wash food. Washing isn't a perfect solution because some of the pesticide gets into the body of the fruit, but it will certainly remove the pesticide that's on the surface. A third thing that parents can do is back away from the reflexive use of chemical pesticides.
If each of us creates a healthy backyard where we live, we can develop a growing network of life-giving habitat that supports people, birds, and wildlife on a far vaster scale. Birds will benefit as they migrate along their flyways, and we will reap the rewards of a healthier world in which to live. Take the Audubon at Home pledge. Our families will be grateful we did.